Hey everyone, it's Amanda and Monica Arloomy, and we are here today with our dear friend, 5 Kids Cause Chaos's Frilly Bangle design. We absolutely loved this design when she sent it to us, and we thought, and we also asked the inventor of the one that we are comparing it to, that this reminds us of the actual hexafish that Rob from Justin's Toys came up with, and we are calling it the girly version of a hexafish. We just think it is so cute. We're not saying that 5 Kids Cause Chaos's took the hexafish design, because this is nowhere near the design of the hexafish. It just reminds us of like a sister to the hexafish. So this is what we'll be doing today, and we will actually be doing this one in the tutorial, this color scheme. So for our tutorial, we will be using 2 different colors. So you will need 2 different colors, a monster tail and a hook. Alright, before we get started, we also wanted to show you a couple different variations on how bands change the looks of this bracelet. And this is the first one that we did, and this one was using just regular 600 pack bands from Rainbow Loom. This is the Pearl Pink 600 pack and the Caribbean Green 600 pack, I do believe. And this was a little hard to loom with because the reason the bands are so skinny and so stretchy, that it still looks gorgeous, but there was a few places where our OCD was kind of like, And 5 Kids Cause Chaos also said that it would probably be better if you use the silicone or limited edition bands. So this is our second prototype that we did, and it is using glitter pink, and it is using the Persian pink. And this turned out a lot more structured, but even with that, the Persians, they would turn around, and some people do not like that. I think it looks very neat, but some people don't like when the Persians are kind of going all different ways. And the way you have to pull the bands through, it's kind of inevitable that they're going to be going all kinds of different ways. So on this one, I used the iridescent gold, or the white gold, the iridescent white glitter bands, and the, what is this? It's the limited edition, I think they're the newest blue. They're not the original blue that they had out, but they're the newest blue. I want to say like Blue Frost, maybe? I'm sorry. But they're all on rainbowloom.com. And this one's just so much more even all around, for all those that like everything even. So this is what we're going to do today. But like I said, it does work with any type of bands. Here are 3 different prototypes that we did. So we're going to do this one today, and let's get started. So first, I'm going to start on the monster tail, and what you're going to do is, I'm going to put these on my wrist, and you are going to be using 3 pins. And what you're going to start with is, let's take this one off. On the blue, on the one that we're doing today, whichever one you start with is going to be the one that is, let me show you this way. It's going to be these 2 lines right down through here. And then on the back, it's going to be these 2 bigger lines. Okay? So for me, I'm going to be starting with blue. So it's going to be the 2 lines on either side. And what you're going to do is you're going to put it on 2 pegs. And then you're going to use your hook and grab this side of that band, the farthest side. Don't grab this side. You're going to grab this side. And you're going to pull it over. And you're going to turn it on that one peg. Let's do it one more time. You're going to grab it from this opposite side. You're going to pull it. You're going to turn it on that one peg. And that's going to make so at the end that it will not fall off. It will not keep going through, just like you do a figure 8 at the beginning of a fishtail. This is the same way. So now you're going to apply 2 more bands, and I will be doing every other color to get this even look here of the iridescent or white glitter and the blue on the sides. If you want to choose a different pattern, you may. But I just added an iridescent or white glitter and then a blue limited edition. So there should be 3 bands on every peg. And I'm just going to pull that bottom peg up, or that bottom band up from the peg. I cannot talk tonight. Just flipping it over like a regular fishtail. That's all I did. I just pushed them down. Now, you're going to add 2 more bands, because every time you want to have at least 1 pin with 4 bands, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So right now, every pin should have 4 bands on it. 1 glitter, 1 blue, 1 glitter, 1 blue. And this is where our stitches kind of get a little bit different. You're going to do something different right now to the front as you are to the back too. Alright, so let me zoom in a little. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to do a regular fishtail here on the front. Just grab that bottom band and go over. Now on the sides, you're going to do 2 different stitches this first time. You're going to do a fishtail, and I'm going to do the fishtail first on both sides. I'm just doing a fishtail just like I did on the front pin. But now you have 3 bands left. You have a blue, a glitter, and a blue. Now you're going to do an inverted stitch. I haven't added any bands. I still have 3 bands, so you go in behind that glitter and you pull the blue up from the bottom. Flip it over. Turn it over. Pull that glitter, pull behind it, get that blue and pull it over. Now you're going to be adding a glitter. You're going to turn it around. Now this one we're only going to be doing to this front pin. We're not going to do anything to these back 2 pins on this stitch. Yours should look just like this right now. Now every time you put a band on, you're either going to do something to this pin or you're going to do something to these 2. You're not going to do something to all 3 each band. I'll show you now. So I added a glitter white. Now I'm going to do a regular fishtail with the blue, and then I'm going to do an inverted stitch, go in behind that blue, grab the glitter, pull it over. Now I'm going to add a band. Now as you can see, the back part of that band is totally free. There's nothing going on these last 2. It's totally free right now. We didn't do anything on the back 2 pins that time. Now this time, all we're doing is doing it on the back 2. So we're going to go in, do a regular fishtail, regular fishtail. I always like to push them down to make sure they don't fall off. And then you're going to go in behind that glitter and do an inverted stitch and grab that blue. Go in behind that glitter, grab that blue, get your inverted stitch. Now I didn't do anything to this front part. See, this blue in the front is totally free. You want it to stay that way. You're not going to do anything to that. Now we're going to put a white glitter on, and you're only doing a stitch in the front. We have a regular fishtail. Then we have an inverted stitch. Go behind the blue, grab that glitter white and pull it over. See, these are empty. Put a blue band on. We're going to go in, do a regular stitch, do an inverted stitch, do the same thing to this side, do a regular stitch, and do an inverted stitch. As you can see, the first couple times I did the regular stitch on both sides and then I did the inverted stitch. You can do both of them at once. It does not matter. It is up to you. But you just need to make sure that whenever you do the one band, you're only doing it on 2 pins or you're only doing it on the 1 pin, depending on which part you're on. Do a regular fishtail and then do an inverted stitch. Go behind that blue, grab that glitter. Alright, I'm going to do one more stitch. And then I'm going to go off camera, fishtail, inverted, fishtail, and an inverted stitch. Alright, I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to finish this, and I will finish it up by closing it with you. Just a minute. Be right back. Alright, so far this is how long I have made this bracelet. It'll fit an average size wrist. So I'm going to go in and do a couple more stitches just to make sure. I did the back stitch just a second ago, so I'm going to do the front pin stitch now. Fishtail, inverted, fishtail, inverted stitch, fishtail, inverted stitch. I'm going to do one more set of front and one of the back, and then we're going to close it. Fishtail, inverted. After a while, it just becomes kind of like routine. Fishtail, inverted. Fishtail, inverted. Fishtail, inverted stitch. Fishtail, inverted stitch. Alright, so to end the bracelet, you need to make sure the last stitch that you did was on the back 2 pins. What you're going to do is you're going to turn it around to the front pin, and you should have 3 bands on the front pin. Whatever colors you used, you're going to flip over that bottom pin just as a regular bottom band as just a regular fishtail. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom, you should only have 2 now. You're going to take the bottom band that's on this front pin, you're going to take it over, and you're going to put it on that right side. Then you're going to take the one that's still left on here, and you're going to put that one on the left side. So now you have no more on the middle, the front middle pin. You should have 3 on each side. Right here, 1, 2, 3. You're going to flip over the bottom one. Going to flip over the bottom one. And if you did everything correctly, on one side you should have 2 bands that are the same color. And on the other side, you should have 2 bands that are different colors. That's totally normal. Okay, so now I'm gonna take 2 bands from either side, it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna grab both of them from one side, whichever side you feel more comfortable grabbing from. And I'm gonna take both of them from one side, and I'm gonna put all 4 of the bands remaining on the opposite side. So you're gonna have 4 bands to connect with a C-clip. And I'm using one of these bigger C-clips from the silicone packs or from the Persian packs or sweets and all of those, the 300. And I'm just gonna use the depth of the monster tail to push the C-clip down through all of those bands. It works really great to do that. And I'm just gonna pull it off of here. And to close it, I stretch it a little bit. But to close it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these 2 right here that I have that form like a V. I'm gonna put my hook through those 2, and then I'm gonna put my hook through that 3rd one to just close it off. Grab your C-clip, pull your bands down, just kind of slip them through, and there you have it, the frilly braid by our dear friend 5 Kids Cause Chaos. Like I said, we are so loving this bracelet. It reminds us of the hexafish, and that was our first love when we first started looming. And we just call this the girly hexafish, and we made sure with Rob and 5 Kids Cause Chaos that we could mention that's what we thought when we saw this, and they both said with flying colors that we could say that, and we just love it. It's the girly hexafish. You know, not that the hexafish wasn't girly already, but we love it. So this is the Frilly Bangle, and if you would like to follow our dear friend 5 Kids Cause Chaos, she is here on Instagram. She has an amazing Instagram account, and here is her Frilly Bangle. If you choose to make her bracelet, if you would please tag her on Instagram and tag us as well. We would love to see your creations. Also hashtag us at amandaandmonicarloomy and hashtag 5 Kids Cause Chaos, please. She would love to see all of your renditions. And if you liked this video, if you would subscribe to our channel and hit the like button down below. We love to hear all of our followers' comments and everything that's going on and anything that they'd like to see coming up. And we just love making these tutorials and finding all of our great friends on Instagram. And I know Amanda just did a video last night and she gave out what bracelets she was wearing. So I will tell you that this is the Lots of Knots by Claire's Wares, and just these are the ones that we just did, the Frilly Bangle. So everyone have a great night. See you later.